Tom and Robin were camping when in the dead of night.
Okay, everybody up, Dale County Sheriff.
Is he really a cop?
Don't have to try yourself.
Or a madman on the loose?
Well, Moy.
Hell, please do what you want.
Just leave her alone!
Based on the true story
My girlfriend was kidnapped.
of a woman's courageous journey of survival
Do you think doing this makes you a real man?
with a crazed killer.
When I come back, you're dead. Is she still alive with this maniac out there?
Justine Bateman and Joe Penny, Terror in the Night, next Tuesday. Due to violent content, parental discretion is advised.
This is CBS.
Attention, please. What you're about to hear is the most significant news from the furniture industry in years. It's the final week to buy furniture from Brubaker's, and your bill won't arrive till 95. Let the others try. Only Brubaker's gives you one more chance to buy famous name furniture and mattresses with no interest and no payments till 1995. So don't check your mailbox, because if you buy furniture from Brubaker's in Onaway by Saturday, your bill won't arrive till 95.
Twice the value for one great price.
I love this place.
It's the new Burger King Everyday Value Menu, with many of your favorite Burger King foods at new lower everyday prices. And now, 2 great-tasting flame-broiled Whopper sandwiches are only $1.99.
Only $1.99. You can't beat that.
Check your Burger King for their everyday low prices. And now, for a limited time, you can get 2 delicious flame-broiled Whopper sandwiches for only $1.99. Value every day. Have it your way.
I love this place.
This is WBKB TV, where news makes a difference. This is the 11 Action News Update, a comprehensive look at Northeast Michigan news, sports, and weather.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Allison Angley. The Alpena Municipal Council has sworn in its 3 newly elected members tonight. Michelle Kay has the story on the first City Council meeting of 1994.
The Alpena Municipal Council held the first reading on a proposed ordinance that would amend the city firearms ordinance to include bows and arrows and archery-type weapons. One citizen spoke out in opposition.
I think that the statute is, the ordinance as they're proposing is overbroad, and if they want to discuss something along the lines of utilizing those kinds of implements to shoot onto the property of another, that's one thing. But the attempt here is to strictly regulate these activities within the confines of even one's own property. I think what they're trying to do here is they're utilizing a sledgehammer to whack a fly.
The second reading of the proposed ordinance is at the next City Council meeting, and it appears the council may make changes in the wording before voting on the issue. In other news, the city attorney has recommended that the council authorize him to ask the Alpena County Circuit Court to find a barge owner in contempt relating to an injunction imposed in '92.
The city will ask the court hold them in contempt of court and require him to immediately remove his vessels from the area that they're in at this time.
And Camille Nurkowski's first motion as a council member is a recommendation to make it difficult for those same barges to move along the Thunder Bay River.
I move that we didn't open the bridge. We were stubborn. We should be stubborn until we absolutely have to open that bridge.
Wallace says the barges were ordered out of the Thunder Bay River September 1992 because they are hazardous and dockage fees were not paid to the city. In Alpena, Michelle Kay, 11 Action News.
The police search has ended, but the family search continues for Michael Patrick Santella. The 41-year-old Posen man has been missing since New Year's Eve. Deputies found the car he was driving on Sunday. The vehicle was found 10 miles north of Rogers City on US 23. Authorities say they searched that area by snowmobile, on foot, and using dog teams, but they made no substantial findings. The Presque Isle County Sheriff's Department is treating this as a voluntary missing persons case. They say they do not suspect foul play at this time. Deputies say they will pick up an organized search again if they get more leads on the whereabouts of Santella. His family continued the search today, and they plan on searching until they find him. 7 new employees spent the day at the Alpena County Jail today. They will serve the county as dispatchers. And tonight, Michelle Kay introduces us to 2 of the county workers.
The 7 key holders are 911 dispatchers who stopped by the county jail today for orientation and a little training. 11 Action News asked 2 of the dispatchers what drew them to this job.
I'm looking forward to the challenge that it's going to give me. It's going to be a very interesting job. The responsibility is enormous, and that's a little bit scary. But I think with the training that we're going to receive through the county and city, we'll do just fine.
I had 9 years of experience at General Telephone Company as an operator and then a supervisor in that position. And this is something that we did in a limited area. And I got a little taste of it, and I liked it. And as a mother with 3 small children, I'm really looking forward to this. I think it's about time Alpena County got on the ball.
The first shift will start at 11 o'clock Sunday night here. They will start their training. They will train here with the state police, with the county sheriff, with the city.
As Alpena County prepares for 911, state police officials in Lansing have also made some changes to prepare for 911 coverage throughout the state.
Alpena Post's boundaries have been realigned to match county boundaries. And the Sheboygan Post will now handle all complaints in Presque Isle County. And the Gaylord Post will handle all complaints in Montmorency County, coming over into Hillman. And the Alpena Post will now handle Alpena and Alcona County, so we will handle all the way down into the Glennie area now. So we will be working with that as best we can, and it did take effect. I have cars down in Alcona today.
Kraft says state police officials want police post districts to fall within county lines so they match future 911 areas.
911 for Alpena County is expected to start later this month. Meanwhile, the Alpena County Board of Commissioners has elected a new chairman tonight. Cam Habermill served as chairman of the County Law Enforcement Committee for the past year and welcomed the new 911 dispatchers on their first day of training.
I think Doug is doing a good job with 911. We're moving along about as fast as we can. We're going to be online shortly. I think that's moved along well, and we can't really move any faster. I'd like to see it, in places soon, but I think that's going along good right now.
The county board could not agree on who to elect as vice chairman. After 3 secret ballot votes were taken, the board agreed to table the issue until the next meeting. The thrill of victory and the joy of competition, not to mention the sense of pride for every competitor. That's the feelings that were sweeping through Hillman today as part of the 1994 Area 3 Winter Games for the Special Olympics. Tom Vance has more.
On your mark, set, go! All right, go!
The second annual Area 3 Special Olympics took place in Hillman today. 25 athletes participated in snowshoe, cross-country skiing, and skating competitions to prepare for the state winter games held in Cedar, Michigan in February.
I think it's the expressions on the kids and the athletes that I know. I can see the joy and happiness and see the success that they're having.
The absolute best thing about the competition is with 3 competitors, there's always 3 winners. Plenty of volunteers helped organizers make the athletes from Alcona to Presque Isle counties winners.
It's a good morale booster for these kids to get out here and do their thing out in the snow, show their capabilities, and most of them it seems like that they don't care if they win or lose. It's just being out there doing it.
The competitors love the competition because it pushes them to another limit.
Downhill. Why is that? Because it's something that I never thought I could do.
And at the end of the games comes the most awaited moment of all, the ribbon ceremony, where each and every participant becomes a winner. In Hillman, Tom Vance, 11 Action News.
The 1994 State Winter Games run February 8th through the 11th, and they're being held at Sugarloaf Mountain Resort in Cedar, Michigan. Coming up, we'll check news from around the state, but first, here's a look at tonight's winning lottery numbers.
Twice the value for one great price.
I love this place.
It's the new Burger King Everyday Value Menu, with many of your favorite Burger King foods at new lower everyday prices. And now, 2 great tasting flame-broiled Whopper sandwiches are only $1.99.
Only $1.99. You can't beat that.
Check your Burger King for their everyday low prices. And now, for a limited time, you can get 2 delicious flame-broiled Whopper sandwiches for only $1.99. Value every day. Have it your way.
I love this place.
If you're tired of the same old food over and over, try the all-new menu at the Anchorage restaurant inside Alpena's beautiful Holiday Inn. You'll be pampered by the people-pleasing staff and treated to family dining as you've always wanted, but have never been able to find. The Anchorage restaurant also serves a scrumptious Sunday brunch every Sunday from 9 a.m. till 2 p.m. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, make sure you stop at the Anchorage restaurant inside Alpena's beautiful Holiday Inn.
From Tawas City to Rogers City, there will be an Alpena Community College class near you beginning January 10th. We're reaching out with evening classes at Tawas and Rogers City High School, in addition to our evening and day classes in Alpena and Oscoda. It's never been more convenient to start. Register January 4th and 5th at Van Leer Hall in Alpena, or January 4th through 6th at the Alpena Community College Education Center at Wordsmith. Alpena Community College classes are now closer than ever.
You wouldn't want us to show you 3-day-old Janice Thompson. So instead, we're showing you her lungs. You see, Janice was born with what's known as low birth weight. She was only 1.5 pounds. Because Janice's mother didn't know that getting pregnant was any reason to see a doctor. Janice sees lots of doctors now.
Dr. Jack Kevorkian was charged today in the suicide death of a Chicago doctor who suffered from bone cancer. Today was the 4th time Kevorkian has been charged with violating the Michigan ban on assisted suicide. He is now under house arrest and wears an electronic ankle bracelet in connection with another assisted suicide case. John Noel was there when the Oakland County prosecutor announced the warrant.
We have authorized a warrant charging Jack Kevorkian for his role in the death of Dr. Ali Khalili. Judge Terry Brennan of the Royal Oak District Court has signed that warrant, and he has indicated to us that arrangements should be made to have Kevorkian appear before him for an arraignment, most likely tomorrow.
On November 22nd last year, Royal Oak Police found 61-year-old Dr. Ali Khalili of Oak Brook, Illinois, dead in an apartment leased to Dr. Jack Kevorkian. Khalili had been suffering from bone cancer. Prosecutor Richard Thompson says not only do they have physical evidence against Kevorkian, such as a gas canister, mask, and tubing, he also claims to have Kevorkian's voice on tape calling police.
This recording is being made from the Royal Oak Police Department master tape, dated November 22nd, 1993, at 08:25 hours. Royal Oak Police Officer, there's been a genocide at 223 South Main. Hold on, please.
But Kevorkian's attorney says Thompson is going after his client because of the 1977 suicide of an investigator in Thompson's office.
I think you should investigate all of the indicia that I told you to ask about, including the relationship between Mr. Thompson and Ms. Hill, her employment at the prosecutor's office, the letter, the file. I think you will come up with some interesting answers.
John Noel for CBS News.
The State Court of Appeals is scheduled to hear arguments Thursday in separate challenges to the ban, which was declared unconstitutional in Wayne County. While the Clinton administration today unveiled their new ads designed to get young people to protect themselves against AIDS, researchers in Detroit may have found a way to protect babies from getting the AIDS virus from their mothers. They're giving pregnant women who are infected with the virus an immune booster called Hyvig. It's taken from the plasma of people who are HIV positive, and about 24 people in the Detroit area are donors. Kay Lowry reports.
We're calling him Jeff. He's HIV positive and doesn't want us to use his real name. Twice a week, Jeff donates plasma, the liquid part of blood. It's part of a project into a new drug that may keep babies from catching AIDS from their mothers.
Kind of scoring brownie points, I think, because if they don't come up with a cure in my time for me, at least I know that I gave something to try to help somebody else.
We take the plasma and we fractionate out the HIV antibodies,
we purify it and concentrate it to create HIVIG.
HIVIG is short for HIV immune globulin, a substance in the blood of infected people that contains the antibodies against the AIDS virus. The theory is that giving HIVIG to pregnant women will boost their immunity, preventing the virus from crossing the placenta to the babies. Typically, 1 in 3 babies born to infected mothers is HIV positive, but HIVIG may prevent that.
I think it helps me emotionally more than anything else to know that I can take a situation that's not always so good and make some good of it. I think it helps me, and of course I'm helping somebody else too.
Kay Lowry for CBS News.
Treasury Secretary Lloyd Bentsen today unveiled a new proposal to increase licensing fees for gun dealers, a move designed to cut back the number of dealers. Bentsen also called for a strengthening of the ATF, citing recent examples of how efficiently the ATF has performed in tracing guns. The initiative comes as more and more attention is being paid to violence in the United States, and as the private sector has taken on some responsibilities to rid the nation of some 200 million plus guns. Regina Blakely has more.
It could soon be much more expensive for gun dealers to obtain their licenses. In Washington, Treasury Secretary Lloyd Bentsen announced Congress will be asked to hike dealers' license fees to $600 a year in an effort to discourage all but the legitimate dealers from staying in business.
Every 10 seconds, a gun rolls off the assembly line. Every 11 seconds, we import another gun. Many people get licenses, not to sell firearms, but to buy them cheap.
Also proposed requiring a federal permit for the purchase of dynamite and other explosives, like those used in the series of bombings in upstate New York last week. Updated procedures for tracing guns, and a stepped-up effort by alcohol, tobacco, and firearms agents to monitor gun trafficking. The National Rifle Association, which supported the Brady Bill's licensing fee of $200, believes the administration is way out of line.
We don't believe that your income status should determine whether you have the right to exercise a constitutionally guaranteed right.
But fighting crime isn't just a Washington debate. In New York City, as the death clock continues to add up gun deaths in America, the Toys for Guns program has been showing signs of success. And New York businessman Fernando Mateo, who started the effort, is now taking the idea to gang and violence-ridden Los Angeles.
We need for people that have weapons to look at that weapon and say, I'm going to exchange this for something that I need. I need to put food on the table for my children.
But even this idea is stirring up debate.
Without a ban on the sale of new guns, we may just be putting money in the pockets of the gun manufacturers.
The debate over gun control is an old one, but it's quickly becoming evident both old and new ideas will be tested as Americans try to take back their streets. Regina Blakely, CBS News, Washington.
Critics of the Goods for Guns program say the efforts are just Band-Aid programs born of frustration with the level of violence. The first major storm of 1994 hit the northeast section of the United States today. Snow, ice, wind, and rain pelted states from North Carolina to Maine. John Roberts has more.
From North Carolina to the upper reaches of New England and everywhere in between. This first nor'easter of 94 generally made life miserable for anyone who had to go anywhere.
I came down from southern New Hampshire. They're really treacherous, slippery.
In New Jersey, commuters were going nowhere. Down power lines on Amtrak's main line to New York shut down the tracks, leaving people with 3-hour waits getting into work. Some just decided to give up.
They just told me that the trains aren't running, so I'm going to have to take the PATH train. And I'm going to have to decide whether I have to go all the way down to the World Trade Center and take the E train up. And at this point, I'm kind of debating just turning around and going back home.
In the city, life wasn't any easier. A water main break shut down 2 subway lines. Water was the problem on Long Island as high tides and gale force winds combined for coastal flooding. But ground zero of the storm appeared to be Pittsburgh. At 7 this morning, there was more than 6 inches of snow on the ground. By noon in some areas, the amount had doubled. State offices closed, as well as Interstate 79 all the way down through West Virginia. Air traffic up and down the Northeast was snarled. Logan Airport in Boston was forced to close for 5 hours early this morning. Delays played havoc with schedules at airports across the country.
Well, everything before 1 o'clock was canceled. They're now telling us that with a lot of luck, we might get out on the 241. If that's canceled, then we'll probably be on an 8:15 if we can get on it. So.
Millions of children got a New Year's present, a reprieve from school the second day back. so many of them were put to work.
Would you rather shovel or go to school?
Shovel.
The National Weather Service called it a commuter special. But for the millions of people trying to get into work or abandoning the idea altogether, there was nothing special about it. John Roberts, CBS News, New York.
What kind of weather can we expect here in Northeast Michigan? Stay with us. We'll check the forecast next.
You have to make a lot of choices in the morning, but none are nearly as delicious as the new breakfast choices at McDonald's. Right now, you can choose 2 delicious Egg McMuffin sandwiches for $2, or 2 tasty Sausage McMuffin with Egg sandwiches for $2, or 1 of each for $2. That's 2 hot, delicious sandwiches for just $2. So come into McDonald's for this great 2 for $2 deal. It'll be the best choice you make all morning. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
This cereal and milk is high in calcium, but take away the milk, and it's still high in calcium, because it's whole grain Total. Of all these cereals, only Total is an excellent source of calcium even before you add milk. Calcium-rich whole grain Total. You can get more calcium from 1 bowl of whole grain Total than you can get from all the cornflakes in this 12-ounce box, or in 5 boxes, or in 10 boxes. Total, the only leading cereal that's an excellent source of calcium, or in 20 boxes.
Some slick roads tonight as we saw snow and some freezing rain throughout the day, making driving conditions a little bit dangerous this evening. Take care if you're on the road. Let's get into our forecast and see what's in store. Our weather shot tonight comes courtesy of Shirley Hahn of Alpena. At 11 o'clock in Alpena, we're going to see some conditions that are with some light snow. Temperature 20 degrees, wind from the northwest at 17 miles per hour. The wind chill, it feels like it's -7 out there right now. Relative humidity 81%. Barometer at 29.7. High today 26 with a low of 12. In Tawas, right now under some partly cloudy skies, it's 24 degrees. Wind from the southwest at 9 miles per hour. Wind chill 17 degrees. And barometer at 29.06, a high of 30, low of 18. And as we check the national map behind me, you can see this is a pressure system that's going to be moving in our direction, bringing with it a chance of some snow throughout the rest of the days. Let's go and check the forecast maps and look in detail and see what's in store tomorrow. Again, that system making its way closer to the Great Lakes region, bringing with it, as you can see, plenty of snow and flurries. Thursday is the day we are going to see the biggest chance of some accumulation of snow. As it hits us on Thursday throughout the day, we'll see snowfall. Today's highs warming up to 20s across most of the state. The Upper Peninsula seeing warm spots in the teens. Lows tonight will cool off into the teens and single digits. At 11 o'clock, as we check conditions across the state, it's 20 degrees in Alpena with some light snowfall. The same in Traverse City as we go downstate. They're also seeing some 20-degree temperatures with some snowfall to record right now. And the Upper Peninsula also getting some snow low down around 10 into the single digits. Let's check the forecast. Tonight will be mostly cloudy. We'll see a 50% chance of occasional snow overnight, a low 0 to 5 degrees, winds from the north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow will be mostly cloudy with some flurries, winds from the northeast at 10 miles per hour, high in the teens. Tomorrow night will be cloudy with an 80% chance of snow showers after midnight, a low 0 to 5. And then we'll see another day with some chance of snow, a high of 20, 80% chance of snow then on Thursday. For Friday and Saturday, the extended forecast, both days will see a chance of snow. The high will only warm up into the teens, while the low will cool off to 0 to 5 degrees. Next in sports, Jeff will have all of tonight's high school basketball results. Plus,
the Red Wings look to move into a third-place tie with the St. Louis Blues in the NHL Central Division. They played in St. Louis tonight. We'll have the highlights plus all the sports next.
This is a commercial for men. It's about men living longer, looking younger, feeling stronger. It's about Men's Health, the only magazine devoted to what men are concerned about most. Men's Health is full of information you can use every day. Easy ways to eat smarter, exercise better, beat stress, boost energy levels, and look and feel great. Learn how to flatten your stomach without dieting and sit-ups. What to do about thinning hair. How to reduce the signs of aging on your face and body. The diet that's best for your sex life. Every issue uncovers the latest medical and self-improvement breakthroughs and explains what they mean to you. Like the new aphrodisiacs, proven to perk up sexual desire and performance. the astonishing mind machine that tunes up brain waves for greater creativity and deeper relaxation. Men's Health even checks out the newest sports equipment and rates it for you. And you know the facts are straight. Men's Health is from America's leading health and fitness publisher. Call now for your trial subscription to Men's Health, and you'll also get 101 Men's Health secrets free. Find the secret to losing 10 pounds fast, to cutting your cholesterol 30 points in 30 days, to longer lasting sex, and 98 other secrets every man should know. For your free book and 10 issues of Men's Health for $17.97, call this toll-free number. There's no risk, no obligation, and you can cancel any time for a full refund and still keep the book. Try Men's Health today. It's about you, your health, your looks, your relationships. Isn't it about time?
Jeff joins us now with sports, and I'm eager to find out what's new with the Isaiah Thomas situation.
Yeah, surprising news, even more surprising than the thought that they may trade him. We'll get to that in a minute. First, though, high school basketball tonight in Oscoda. The Owls playing host to the Alpena Wildcats, who were searching for their first win of the season, and the Cats would get it, but barely. Alpena squeaks past Oscoda 49-48, and in that game, Eric Stepaniak with 16 points, Sean Gooch and Jason Martin with 15 apiece for Oscoda. It was on away by a point over Harbor Light tonight. Jamie Herring with 18 points in that one. No call from the folks at Joburg. We move on to Fairview, who beat Posen by 21. Hans Parker with 21 points in that one for the Eagles. Augrey a win over Hillman. Ken McFarland with 16. It was Atlanta over Mayo by 5. Larry Buchholz with 20. Brad Bolton with 31 points in the losing effort for Mayo. Aranac Eastern a winner by 20 over Hale. Jason Huber with 19 points in that one. And Beale City ups their record to 4-0 on the season. Andy Fussman with 24 points for Beale City. Back to Isaiah Thomas. The Detroit Free Press will reportedly publish a story tomorrow stating that Isaiah Thomas will retire at the end of the season and become the Pistons general manager. The Pistons are expected to hold a news conference tomorrow afternoon announcing Isaiah's future status with the team. Thomas was listed as questionable tonight as the Pistons traveled to Chicago to take on the Bulls, and he would not play. Early on, Horace Grant inside for the jam to give the Bulls the early lead. Sean Elliott doing it for the Pistons on offense, taking it to the hole, in off the glass. Lindsey Hunter was impressive in Isaiah's spot tonight. Look at where he shoots this one from. Way downtown for the three. Then it's Hunter taking it to the hole for two and giving the Pistons their first lead of the game. But the Bulls would come back. Steve Kerr with the steal, gets it off to Bill Weddington, the former St. John's Redman, who's been doing it for the Bulls. Lead by 8 at that point. Scottie Pippen then drains the three. The Bulls hang out to win it at home. Final score, 97-91. Tonight in Phoenix, the Suns taking on the Sonics in a big Western Conference battle. And Charles Barkley early from the quarter, draining the triple try. And on the other end, Gary Payton, who's been outstanding for the Sonics this year. Crafty point guard takes it to the hole, gets it to go, plus the foul. Sean Kemp. They should start calling him the human highlight film. Check this move out by Kemp. Under for the reverse jam there. And Gary Payton gets it to go here on this sequence, but Sonics caught not playing D. Oliver Miller down. Charles Barkley. Phoenix leads this one in the third, 74-71. NBA scores tonight as the Knicks over Orlando in New York. Atlanta, a big winner over Charlotte tonight, 133-94. Charlotte playing without Larry Johnson and Alonzo Mourning. Indiana a winner tonight. It was Miami led by Glenn Rice's 22 over New Jersey. Houston a winner at home over Portland. The Spurs a winner over Philadelphia tonight. Denver leads the Lakers in the third. Early on, Golden State over Sacramento. To hockey we go, and a win tonight for the Red Wings would put Detroit into a first-place tie with the St. Louis Blues in the NHL Central Division. The Wings just happened to be in St. Louis tonight, where earlier in the day, the Blues got some bad news. All-star defenseman Phil Housley underwent back surgery today. Housley will be out until late March. He was the leading scorer among defensemen last year in the National Hockey League. We take you to St. Louis Arena, and this is Ray Shepard maneuvering, gets the puck to Mark Howe. Curtis Joseph makes the save, but Steve Yzerman is there for the rebound. And it's a 1-0 Red Wings lead. Less than 30 seconds later, Paul Coffey to Dino Cicerelli. Joseph the save, but Slava Kozlov is there for the rebound. It's a 2-0 lead. Late in the first, the Wings would add to the lead. Ray Shepard, who would later leave with a shoulder injury, notches his 20th of the year. It's a 3-0 lead. We go to the second period, and it's more Red Wings. Dino Cicerelli off the rebound of the Nicholas Lindstrom blast. Cicerelli's career goal number 499. Wings are up 4-0, but St. Louis scores 3 goals in the second within a 5-minute span to make it 4-3. Watch this hit by Terry Cartner on Philippe Bozan, taking out the glass. But late in the third period, just a few minutes ago, Brendan Shanahan with a rebound off the Craig Janney shot. Top shelf, tying the game at 4. That's where they stand as we speak. In Dallas tonight, another Central Division matchup between the Blackhawks and Stars. This is Chris Chelios of the Blackhawks losing his pads and his shirt with Brent Gilchrist of the Stars. And then watch Grant Ledyard of the Stars coming up here with a cheap shot right there on Michel Goulet. He would get a penalty for that one. Chris Chelios would get the Blackhawks on the board. Chelios with the blast here on the assist from Eric Weinrich to make it a 1-0 lead. In the second period, though, Dallas will tie it up. It's Grant Ledyard getting the puck to Trent Klatt, who beats Ed Belfour, and that's where they stand right now. They're late in the third, tied at 1 apiece. NHL scores tonight. Tampa Bay helps out the Red Wings with a win over Toronto. New Jersey doubles up the Islanders. Montreal and San Jose just underway. And Quebec and L.A. also just underway out west. College basketball, big one tomorrow night in Ann Arbor as the 12th-ranked Wolverines play host to arch rival Michigan State. We'll preview that game tomorrow night at 6. And tonight in Lexington, the 4th-rated Wildcats of Kentucky hosting number 22 Vanderbilt. This is Tony Delk getting it ahead to Roderick Rhodes out of St. Anthony's High School in New Jersey. Puts it down for 2. Billy McCaffrey tries to keep Vandy close, burying the 3. But this one all Kentucky tonight. They lead it big in the second half, 79-54. Checking some top 20 scores tonight. Massachusetts, a winner. Lou Rowe had 20 in that one. Louisville, big winner tonight over George Mason, 132-87. Georgia Tech upset, but Maryland could surprise some people in the ACC this year. They're playing good basketball. They win in Georgia Tech, 91-85, and it was UConn, a winner led by Danielle Marshall's 29 as they beat Georgetown 77-65. One other game in the top 25 tonight, number 20, Boston College, a winner over Villanova, 96-84. It should be a good one tomorrow night in Ann Arbor. Sean Respert, the outstanding player for the Michigan State Spartans, has predicted a Michigan State easy win. And we have some comments from the Wolverines tomorrow night at 6 about Mr. Respert's prediction.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Many people spend time with man's best friend by their side, but who says man's best friend is always a dog? Lynn Giroux introduces us to a man who has traded in the dog biscuit for cracked corn.
That's my good girl. That's my good girl.
Meet Julie, an 8-month-old Canada goose, and her best friend, Bob Edson.
She just goes everywhere. She's a companion, that's for sure.
It doesn't seem that Julie has looked in the mirror lately. She doesn't act much like a goose. She loves her road trips and even eats hamburgers.
We have dog biscuits in here for people who travel with their dogs.
And what about people who travel with geese?
I guess we'll figure it out soon.
No geese biscuits?
No geese biscuits.
Since a pet goose in a McDonald's drive-thru isn't an everyday sight, Bob and his companion attract a lot of attention.
What's her name? That's Julie. That's Julie.
But at home, it's back to the everyday routine. The morning bath, a little exercise around the yard, then she'll retire to her bed right next to Bob.
That's where she'll stay until the crack of dawn. Crack of dawn, she starts hollering.
It's a life the two have shared together since Julie waddled into Bob's life 8 months ago. It seems her mother had been killed and Julie was abandoned.
She's a loving thing, I'll tell you. She's about affectionate as a dog or cat could be. Yeah. Yeah. Talk to him.
But Julie is a goose. Bob tries to remind her of that by taking her to visit her brothers and sisters, but she has no interest in joining them. Seems she is content just where she is.
Because I'm hers, heart and soul. She took me for death do you part. And I'm it.
So, just goes to show you that what's good for the goose may not always be good for the gander. I'm Lynn Giroux reporting for CBS News, Mount Vernon, Maryland.
And I want to find out, Michigan State saying they can beat Michigan. Jeff, do you think it'll happen?
Well, I tell you what, the Spartans play them tough every year. Last year took them to overtime a couple times. But I think State struggled this year a little bit, and I think Michigan will prevail. And We'll listen to some comments by Jalen Rose and Joanne Howard tonight about Respert. And Respert played against Rose in the city leagues down in Detroit. And so it'll be an interesting game, full of trash talk and a big rivalry whenever the Spartans and Wolverines get together.
All right, well, we're looking forward to wait and see. And that'll do it for us from all of us here at Channel 11. Thanks for being with us. Join us back here tomorrow night at 6.
Good night.
Honey, I'm home.
Get me fries, coleslaw, and the big boy for...